Hello.
He messed it up.
I did.
Not even live yet. And you got to click live. Not even live yet. And he messed it up. Yeah. You can just
Why is this one upcoming?
I don't know. Just because that's where you just went live. Just delete it. So, happy Friday, guys. Yesterday was exciting. Hopefully some of you are new here and you came over from the awesome Printify webinar that we did. If not, it is linked down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Some of you have probably already seen it if you've been following me for a while. We've done the Science of Etsy Success webinar in the past. Basically, what that webinar covers is the bare bones of how Etsy's algorithm works. To the extent that we know, because that's obviously, they can't tell us exactly how their algorithm works. Otherwise, people would game it and we'd have all kinds of people going in and you know, messing with things and making it impossible for normal people to rank, right? So that is covering the 7 factors that Etsy tells us that we can affect in order to rank and search, because keywords are just one very small part of that. So you can check that out down below if you're interested. I've also got the Black Friday toolbox. I highly recommend getting that soon, like right now, because because right now you really want to start preparing for the holiday season, which is what this whole stream is about. So if you're new here or if you haven't tuned in a while, Black Friday toolbox, that's free. It's linked down below. That comes with checklists. It comes with videos, older videos from my channel that have like been buried, but really important videos. I didn't want to just remake the same video, so I put them in the toolbox for you. It's got a full like Black Friday checklist of everything that you should be doing to prepare. It comes with a graphics pack. Normally you got to pay a lot of money for those. There's a free one, and I actually did all the photography for that myself, so that's down there. And my SSAR swipe files for customer service over the holidays and my marketing calendars are also in there. So grab that. That should be your first stop. Second stop should be the 30-day Instagram challenge kit that's also linked down there, because what that's going to do is allow you to prepare for the holiday season and prepare your marketing. So those two things, the Black Friday toolkit and the 30-day Instagram challenge, they can really work together. And if you've already taken the 30-day challenge, you can take it as many times as you want. But we realistically only have a couple weeks to act on this. You don't have December. By December, people are mostly going to be done shopping online.
Yep. They're going to be out of money.
Yeah, or they're going to be shopping on Amazon, Amazon priming everything. And if you're in the UK, it's even worse for you because you guys have all these crazy strikes and mail delays. So you guys need to start now. I know that everybody's still thinking about Halloween. Now is the time to prepare. We have this upcoming Tuesday, but then the Tuesday after is December. I can't talk. November 1st. After everybody is done on like Halloween, they're going to slam straight into Thanksgiving and Christmas. November is when all the shopping is going to hit. If we look at eRank stats, which we're going to pull those up here in just a few minutes, we can see right where that traffic floods. And yeah, we've had a couple people who have brought up the economy and things being kind of crappy right now. People are still going to shop for Christmas stuff.
Like, and why wouldn't you optimize to do the best that you could do in the time that you have anyway?
Exactly.
Because if you're struggling, everyone's struggling. But people are still shopping. So you can either do your best to make as much as you can, or you can just sit around and complain.
Yeah, and we already see those searches coming in for holiday products.
Yeah. This is about the week when they start.
Yeah, we're already seeing them. We'll show you how you can look at the trends from yesterday over at eRank. That way you can kind of keep an eye every single day on what the hot searches are. Now, these aren't searches. I'm not going to show you this information because I think you should go try to make these products real quick or slap these words in your tags and titles. The Hot Yesterday report on eRank is a good way to see when people really start slamming into Christmas mode. So if we look at it now, we'll probably still see like a couple Halloween searches in there, a couple fall searches. But it's also the point where we're going to see those very, very motivated holiday shoppers. They've already started. You want to make sure that you are listing those products. If you haven't already, you need to get those things listed now. Even if, the way that you list them isn't ideal, maybe, maybe you don't get all the photos done that you want to. It doesn't matter. Get that stuff in your shop.
Do it.
Do it. So,
do it.
Do it. Get the Black Friday challenge kit down below. It's free. Get the 30-day Instagram challenge kit down below. It's free. Use those in unison with each other. Use the graphics pack to create, maybe you're selling, what's a random item on Mark's desk? This pair of scissors. You're selling this pair of scissors and you've got it laying real pretty on a desk, but then you use the graphics pack to put a little gingerbread cookie in the corner, and you can put a little reindeer up here. There's all kinds of graphics in there that look like actual photographs. So you can make it look like your object is sitting with holiday items scattered around it. And then you can take those photos and use them for your marketing on Instagram. And realistically, the Instagram challenge kit, you could use that for any social media platform. I just recommend using Instagram ideally, because it is so easy to explode. I posted a reel, 2 days ago on Instagram. I'm experimenting with my personal Instagram account.
Got like 12,000 views in a couple hours.
Yeah, 12,000 views in the course of a couple hours. We had one it's been actually a couple months that took off, and it ended up with over 800,000 views. I experimented with another one today. I'm trying all different things, all different
scientific method.
Yeah. But what I've noticed for Instagram Reels, for everybody who's been following me and saying my Reels, they're just not taking off. Both of the Reels that I posted that did really well, I started the Reel with the text already on the video. And I posed a question that was like a mystery. So the first one that I did that got over 800,000 views said, "We left the house and didn't even realize ... And of course you're like, what didn't they realize? Did they forget their pants? Did they leave the house naked? No, we were just wearing a very similar shirt. We were wearing the same shirt. So that was the reveal. But the video started playing with that question. And of course people are like, oh my God, what could it be? The one that I posted earlier this week was, you're a dog mom when? And then the reveal was you wake up to dog hair, dancing on your kitchen floor or something.
It was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. I thought it was funny. But these are on my personal account. If you want to check them out over at Starla K, the letter K, more, you can look at them there. But if you want to follow my business account, that's Handmade Alphas. So today I posted another one. It's not doing as well. I did one today that said something like the old Harry Potter books versus the new Harry Potter books. And it showed the differences in the old covers, the US covers. And then there's a new edition that came out, and I did a reveal. So I'm going to see how that one does. I'm also experimenting on TikTok to see how the two compare. So far, what I've noticed is none of the videos that I've posted on TikTok have performed the way that the ones on Instagram perform. So, take that with a grain of salt. It's not indicative of the platform. I still see plenty of Etsy sellers who do phenomenally well on TikTok. I just don't think that I've nailed down the equation for them. But with Instagram, I'm starting to kind of get it. I'm realizing that creating a mystery and then doing a reveal. So maybe you've got a little Christmas box and you put some text like the perfect gift. And then you pull the lid off and you've got your product in the box or something like that. Do weird product reveals and experiment with those. So did we get any questions while I was on that little rant? I know I was going for a minute.
A lot of Etsy sellers have been asking Etsy to create one-time use coupon. I contacted them and no response. Any chance of that happening? We don't work for Etsy. We have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. You can bug them about it. Just, Etsy does take the feedback that they receive and they use it, but they listen to the needs of the many. So if enough...
And their shareholders are the number one say in everything.
Yeah,
Just
so
remember that.
if enough people message them about something that they want to see happen, and you're polite, because as I've said in the past, Etsy won't read messages at all if there's any like negative tone to them. So just be nice. Say, hey, just thought I would help you guys out with this suggestion. It'd be really helpful if you could incorporate this, and maybe list like 3 little benefits why. Like, it would help this, it would help this, and it would help with this. So
what can we do with our holiday listings after the holidays? Do we keep them up or deactivate them until next year?
Oh, good question. So with holiday listings, it depends on if they are holiday themed. If it's a gift, see if you can repurpose it for the next holiday, which, that's probably going to be Valentine's Day, is when we'll see the next like traffic spike for Etsy. And then you can kind of sub out those keywords. If it is specifically a holiday item, something that nobody's going to want after holiday time. Now, I will say that Halloween items, don't take those down unless they specifically say like Happy Halloween on them. Because in my old shop, I noticed that my Halloween items never sold for Halloween, but they all sold for Christmas, because like all the gothy people would buy them because they like that stuff year round. So I have like separated ourselves from the gothy people, even though we're the weirdest, got animal skulls all over the house.
That's
and
you.
Stuff. Yeah, it is me.
That ain't me.
For Christmas specifically, though, because nobody's wanting, Santa Clauses any other time of year, there are 2 choices here. You can either deactivate them and relaunch them next year like a brand new product, and you can, post all over social media, back by popular demand, our holiday collection is back. You guys loved these last year. Here they are again. Or if you want to leave them in your shop, it's not hurting anything to leave them in your shop.
No.
You can just let them sit. Nobody's going to buy them. They're probably not going to bring you any traffic. But if you don't do social media and you are only, relying on Etsy search traffic, it really doesn't matter either way. You could probably deactivate them and then just reactivate those listings next year. Yeah. And then hopefully, as long as you're reactivating them and not creating them new from scratch, any little bit of listing quality score that they'd already accumulated will still be attached to that listing. So any reviews that you got for that listing should still display on the reviews. It's really up to you.
A lot of questions. Did you have more topic to talk about?
Yeah, technically I do, but why don't we go ahead and I'll show you guys what I was going to show you, and then you guys can start asking us questions, because I know that we've probably got quite a few newbies in here. Mm-hmm. You want to go ahead and share the screen? Yeah,
make sure that it's sharing correctly. It's good. Okay. All right. So last time we screen shared, we had a lot of frames drop. I changed a lot of stuff, only using one monitor, changed out the Ethernet port on our computer because I think I was having issues with that. So hopefully we don't get any dropouts this time. Let us know in the chat if you do. I am going to pull this up in. There you go. You're good. Screen sharing.
Okay. Just let me know if you notice any lag, any issues with sound, because we did have some issues last time we tried to screen
for some reason, screen sharing just immediately tanks our stream, and we don't know why.
So when you guys log into eRank, this is the new screen. You can just go straight to your dashboard. You also, if you don't want to see this, you can also click don't show this page again, but we designed this to make things a little bit easier. So what I want you guys to do is, well, first of all, let's go to the hot button. A lot of people miss this. This is the most searched items on Etsy yesterday, which we can click yesterday.
Make sure you don't click on search boxes. This is my main browser.
All right. And then we've got, look, personalized gifts, handmade jewelry. We've got fall and Halloween, minimalist, home decor. Look at that. Pendants, initial, portrait necklace. That's a really great long tail keyword there. Christmas gifts.
Refrigerator magnets.
Really interesting. So yeah, Christmas wreath. You can already see.
Weinberg Slipknot Max J. Nancy.
What in the world is that?
I'll report that one to Anthony. That's got to be an error.
Unless somebody knows.
Weinberg Slipknot Max J. Nancy.
Yeah. So we're already seeing all these holiday searches popping up. We can also go into the trend report and click on our monthly trends. And you can see the trend graphs for the most searched. So, and we're looking at September. October data will be in right when November, kicks in. By the way, there's a bunch of Etsy YouTubers who keep making videos saying that eRank data is 6 months behind. If you guys see these videos floating around out in the world, maybe comment on them and let them know that this isn't correct. I think one person got their facts wrong and now everybody thinks that's the case, but you can literally log in and see that that's not the case. I don't know. I have no idea where that came from. Personalized gift seems to be the big one. So let's go ahead. We'll pop one of these open in the keyword tool. Look at that.
Hey, yo.
November of last year is our big spike. So,
what do you know?
And you know what? September had more searches last year. October kind of dropped before skyrocketing. However, September this year is higher than October. I wonder if we'll see next month when our data comes out, or I guess it's going to be in like a little over a week.
Lower than October.
I want to see if it goes higher, though, than last October. Because I think that people got a little bit frugal. They saved their money a little bit in October because they knew that in November they were going to spend.
Well, yeah, the economy this year has been much more rough. That's why all the numbers throughout the earlier part of the year were so low, because less people were shopping. Yeah, so Google correlates almost directly with that. It's a little higher towards the end of October or end of November into December.
Because last minute shoppers are going to look on Google.
Not on Etsy, because they know that people are not going to be able to get things to them in time. Whereas like Amazon and Walmart and stuff like that, they'll still be able to get you your stuff. Let's
check the UK out of curiosity. Let's look at and see if they're,
exactly the same.
Yep, November, guys.
Numbers aren't quite as high.
That traffic wave is...
Yeah, we did. We had a drop.
Oh, did we? Etsy made $43,000 per minute during their 5-day Cyber Week sale. That is so insane. That is so insane. $43,000 per minute in gross merchandise sales. The thing is, during that 5-day cyber sale, Etsy puts tons of money into advertising. I don't know if you guys have seen any of their holiday commercials. They always do these really heartwarming, like holiday commercials on TV. You can actually find them on YouTube if your country doesn't do the Etsy commercials. They do tons of offsite ads. I'm getting nonstop Etsy offsite ads. They put so much into promoting around the holidays because they know that this is the one month, November is the one month when they see more traffic than any other time of year. And every year I get on this channel and I tell you guys, like, it's time to prepare. It's time to start doing this. And I start doing that in like July. I start talking about it and everybody's like, Starla, you're crazy. You're crazy. It's too early. It's still summer. It's too early to think about that. But those sellers who listen and they start preparing early are the sellers who ultimately do really, really well. And they're able to get everything done that they need to get done. So if you've been procrastinating, this is Starla, like serious talk right now. You need to start getting those listings ready. You need to start getting everything that you have laying around that you haven't gotten around to listing. Focus on that this weekend. Like, get this stuff out. You've got... people are already shopping, but once November 1st hits, that's when that traffic wave is going to roll right in. I am going to be doing a lot of live streams to help you guys with that Black Friday toolbox that's linked down below. We also include a free live coaching call. We're going to be doing our Black Friday Lifeline, where I think it's the week before Black Friday. We help you get like your last minute stuff planned. I think it's on a Saturday. We talk to you. We walk you through getting everything set up. If you have questions, so you guys can look forward to that if you need that extra help. But ultimately, you've got to be the one to look at your shop and say to yourself, okay, what are the things that I have been putting off? Have I not put in my listing videos? Go do that. That's something that you can, that's something that you can do right now. Easy. Yeah. Have I not gotten all 10 photo slots filled out? That doesn't have any algorithmic weight. So don't get me, don't get my words wrong here. But every photo is an opportunity. It might be the 5th photo in your 10 photos that is the photo that convinces somebody to actually buy. So get that stuff filled out. Make sure that you're reviewing your policies per item. That's something new that Etsy rolled out. You can do your policies per listing in your shop. If you don't fill that out by October 30th or 31st, Etsy will just take whatever your overarching store policy was that you set, and they'll apply it to each of your individual listings. So if you're happy with that, that's fine. But if not, make sure that you go in and you edit those. Holiday shipping deadlines. Get those in your listings now. I would recommend getting them in your listing description. One of your 10 listing photos. In that automatic message that sends out after your, shopper makes a purchase, get it in there. Get it in your cover photo right at the very top of your shop. Get it in your shop announcements. Get it down in your FAQ section. No matter how much you think like, oh, I've got this in too many places. You don't, because people are going to miss it every single time. Make sure that you're putting those shipping cutoff dates everywhere. And don't listen to what USPS, what Royal Mail, whatever mail service you use. Don't listen to the shipping cutoff dates that they have announced.
Not even close.
We've been doing this for over 10 years now. They're never right. They are best case scenarios.
They have never once been correct.
Never. They have never, since we have owned a business, they have never been correct. Add at least a week onto those. At least a week. I recommend stopping your shipping, like local US, by like December 10th.
They're setting them as if there's not going to be any inclement weather anywhere, and
no delays,
and that you're only shipping to people that are in efficient shipping lanes from where you are. You can look at maps. Every shipping service has maps that show you, I see them, that show you how long it will take to get from one location to another. Almost all of them have it. They have heat maps that show you like how many days based on where you are, how long it'll take to get to your location.
Bubba's just going to start messing with things.
Already. No.
Banish him to the upstairs. He likes to unplug things back there because we're not paying attention to him.
He only does this when we stream.
Only when we stream. I don't know why. So yeah, I would recommend for Royal Mail, you guys need to be especially careful because of your mail delays. For those of you shipping to the yoke. You guys are the yolk now. The UK is just the egg. When you're shipping to the UK, make sure that you are looking at their shipping dates as well, and adding extra time because their mail strikes are crazy. The last thing that you want to deal with is a bunch of angry customers, especially when you're trying to relax over the holidays. I'm a big fan of just setting those shipping cutoff dates way early. And then if customers order after that, sending them a quick message that says, hey, you ordered after my shipping cutoff date, which was December 10th. I'm going to go ahead and ship out your item. I just cannot guarantee that it will arrive by the holidays. If you need to cancel this order, let me know in the next 24 hours and I'll go ahead and cancel and refund you. I want to make sure that, that you're getting what you need for the holidays. That way, it's better to cancel an order that you've received rather than to have it arrive late and that person be super duper mad and leave a bad review that reflects on your entire shop. It's easier to issue a quick refund, especially if it's, don't start making their order if it's something that you have to make. Don't start making it right when that order is placed. Give them maybe like 24 hours to cancel. And then if they choose to cancel, that's fine. It's not going to hurt your shop to cancel an order. So, all right. So,
spammer. Stupid. Not even good at your spamming. You're putting forbidden terms.
Look at my sexy pictures by clicking this sketchy link.
No, thank you.
All right. So we're going to go ahead, since we know we've got a lot of newbies here today. We talked about the traffic wave. You guys know it's coming.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. You've got a little over a week. I listed the resources. Now let's get into some questions because I want to make this a really good opportunity for you guys to pick my brain so that you can use this week to prepare because we don't have a lot of time left.
Can we do the Instagram challenge with a brand new Instagram page? Yeah, absolutely. I want to keep things separate from my personal account. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
No problem with that at all.
That can help you to kick off that brand new page.
I hope this isn't a dumb question, but do any chat seller support features exist anymore? The number is disconnected and portal just sends you in circles with no options.
If you click through the portal enough times, there is an option to contact a person. However, Etsy is now going, first, they said that they were going to provide chat support to everybody who had a good at least a certain number of sales, at least one sale.
It was one sale and no infractions against your shop.
Yeah, one sale, no infractions against your shop.
But didn't they just do a Star Seller update saying that they're only going to give chat to Star Seller?
Yes. Then they just said that with Star Seller, they're going to be giving chat to Star Seller. So I'm assuming that they changed their mind, which is really crappy of them.
Who knows? Don't think too hard about it at first. They're trying to figure out what they want to do with chat, because they probably opened it up to people without infractions and at least one sale, and then probably got bombarded with stupid questions. Unfortunately, when you're a platform that allows people to do things, there's a reason why Google doesn't have chat support, why Facebook doesn't have chat support, while Etsy is how many sellers? 5 million?
Million.
It's not billion. There's only a few billion people on the planet.
5 million.
5 million sellers are on Etsy. Imagine having to hire enough people to answer questions for 1% of that. You're talking hundreds of thousands of people that need support on a daily basis. There's no way Etsy would be able to keep up with that. So they're going to have to keep refining it. And unfortunately, that means the small guy's going to get pooped on. Yeah. That's just how it is.
I looked it up. They've got 1,000 something employees, and they just hired like 400 something of those.
Yeah. So it's going to take them some time. Be patient with them. They're a small company. Sounds like they're big, but they're small. They're very small.
Yeah. And I do know that it sucks, especially when you need to get a hold of them. That portal, though, click through those circles, because eventually one of those combinations does get you the option to request a call or request an email from them.
I said they're adding a chat button to the dashboard of Star Sellers, a button, not that they're removing the option elsewhere. Okay, cool. I found out yesterday that store-wide sales will not show up on all items on the search page. Some items will only show up as a sale when clicked on. I found this out from Etsy chat support.
That's interesting, because yesterday we had somebody during the webinar ask why some of their items were showing on sale and some weren't.
That sounds like a bug, not intentional.
I will say that if you want to do a double dip, the double dip sale will work if what you really want is for it to show that the item is on sale.
Excuse me.
You can do my double dip method, because that's through an external app called Etsy on Sale. Now, you don't get that little sale badge under your listing, which I assume that's what you want, but it will put a thing on your thumbnail that has your original price crossed out in the new price, and it kind of makes it more eye-catching. That video is included in the Black Friday toolbox if you're interested in looking for that. But yeah, I wonder why they would do that. It's very odd.
I have 2 trademark questions. If a term is trademarked for furniture but not clothing, is it still cool for t-shirts? I actually don't know.
So technically, from what I have read, not
legal professionals.
Not legal professionals. From what I have read, if the industries are completely different, technically it's supposed to be okay, because there's no brand confusion there.
But is the trademark for like a pattern that they use on the furniture? Because then you're talking about 2 different types of cloth, and that would make it the same industry.
Yeah. However, I think that only applies to brand names.
Yeah, I don't think it applies to products themselves. We don't know. Just Answers, I think.
Answer. Yeah, just
Answer would be a good place for you to look. Pay $5 and get an answer from a legal professional.
Yeah, justanswer.com. It's really cheap, and you can ask a lawyer one question, that way you don't have to actually hire a lawyer to ask, and it's cheap.
If you copy a listing, do the creeds follow that too?
Nope. They do not. You are basically starting with a clean slate. The only thing that transfers over is, the keywords and things to kind of save you time.
Yeah, but any of the history of that listing?
No.
There were a couple of people in the live stream yesterday that were asking that question.
I wish we could have answered more questions yesterday. We just I couldn't see them. at all. I didn't have access to the live chat.
Most of them were pretty much the same kind of questions we get here.
Yeah, well, that's why I said, if you came here from the Printify webinar, let us know.
Let us know. Let us know if you found us through Printify.
Because we do this every Friday. You guys can come hang out with us. You can ask us whatever you want.
And you can join. Did you link our Discord?
Yeah,
you can join our Discord down below if you sell not safe for work products and you want questions answered there that are not safe to ask on YouTube. We have a specific section. You can join our Discord down below for that.
Or if you just want to ask us questions on Discord or chat with other alphas, the Discord's
we have fun in there, and I have in our main Discord, I have my personal Discord if you just want to hang in BS.
Yeah.
And number 2, if, for example, a 2-word phrase is trademarked like stay home, is it safe to use a 3-word phrase like stay home essentials? Yeah, I believe when it comes to copyright and trademark, I believe if it's not a full... I think it depends. I think it depends on specific circumstances. Like, if my product is like Jay's Home Furnishings, then you can't use like Home Furnishing Jay's. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to describe. Again, legal professional would be your best way to go with that. If like get a question answered by a lawyer.
Yeah. And it's cheap and it's worth it, and then you'll know for sure. Now, no matter what, the company could still send you a copyright strike. Etsy could still take your listing down, because Etsy's always going to side with whoever the bigger company is. So just be careful.
Fighting copyright's not easy. Ask us how we know.
Oh my God!
We just had 16 copyright claims on 16 different videos.
False copyright
claims for songs that we have a license for that are also royalty-free. We paid for a license for a royalty-free song to make sure that we could monetize it. And we just basically blasted them on Twitter and made them look stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't their song. They were lying.
It wasn't. It was some guy in India who takes songs and uploads them and has a channel with like 160,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it was. What do you think about Etsy's changes to Google visibility and how that affects offsite ads? Do you recommend turning on offsite ads if they aren't mandatory? I'm big with experimenting with ads. I think you should start with a relatively low budget. I wouldn't go any higher than like $50. That's even a little high. $10 is probably about where you want to go, and see if it does anything for you.
We're talking about offsite ads. They're not just Etsy ads. So offsite ads.
I wasn't thinking about it.
I know that a lot of sellers don't like, and they're especially bad if you sell print on demand, because your shop income is not reflective of what you're actually making.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because your print on demand service is obviously taking a majority of that. So
huge cut.
Really sucks if you hit that $10,000 threshold, because you didn't actually hit that. So I'm not a fan of that. But the offsite ads on its own, just talking about offsite ads by itself, I actually like a little bit more than normal Etsy ads. And the reason for that is because I literally see offsite ads everywhere. I see them on Facebook. I see them on Instagram. I see them on Pinterest. I see them everywhere, which means that if I'm seeing them as a consumer, they're doing their job. They're out there in the world. And Etsy ads, they're obviously on platform. They're going to be shown in relevant searches. You're more likely to target the type of person who wants your type of product. But that person has to already be shopping for that type of item. Offsite ads are thrown in my face when I'm not expecting it, and I'm buying things. I had an offsite ad pop up for this necklace, this acorn necklace with a little frog in it.
I bought that.
I would never go shopping for that. I would never think to look for an acorn necklace with a frog in it. But the second that it popped up on my Facebook, I sent it to Mark and he bought it for me. So honestly, I like the idea of the offsite ads a lot more than just Etsy ads, because I feel like they're being shown to people and snapping them into the buying mood. And you're not going to miss out to competitors, because that person wasn't looking at a big search page of similar items.
Most of the ones they get are Facebook.
Yeah, they just saw your item and they wanted your item. So,
is there an optimal % discount that is more likely to get shoppers to actually purchase on Black Friday? Shoppers in my shop or items in my shop range from as low as 15 for small items and 250 for big items.
Yes. So there is a I'm gonna get the numbers wrong. I might need to double check my Trello for the actual number. Unless somebody who took the boot camp can remember the breakdown. If your products are, you know what, I'm just going to look up the exact numbers. Typically, what I recommend is not offering anything lower than 15% because we have done, not we, but pricing experts have done tons of studies on sales and sales perception and percentage perceptions and things like that. Same with charging $9.99 versus a straight $10. And one of the things that they have noticed is that unless that item is over $100, 15% isn't enough to really incentivize somebody to jump forward and make that purchase. I'm trying to get the actual sales percentage breakdown. Of course, somebody will probably end up commenting it before I even find it. So if you want to go ahead and pull
it's all kind of based on like you said, you have multiple prices. So it's kind of hard. Obviously you can't go super high with your discounts. I think 15% is a good amount. If you're selling really expensive stuff, like exorbitantly expensive, like $1,000 plus, then you can get away with things like 7% is a really popular number for really expensive items. 15% I think is the minimum if your products are under $100, because anything lower than that just isn't worth it. It's barely enough to cover the shipping on items that are usually worth that much, right? So again, it just depends on the products. When it comes to discounts, just don't do something that's like offensive. If you sell $5 products and your discount is 5%, it's more offensive than just not offering a sale to begin with, you know?
Yeah.
If your products are $5, there's a good chance it doesn't cost you hardly anything to manufacture them to begin with, and you're already making several 100% profit. You can afford a 15% discount.
I can't remember what there was like a special psychological breakdown that I did a video on, and I can't for the life of me remember what video it was.
Like that little mom and pop restaurant we went to that offered a 2% military discount. It's like, why even offer? It's more offensive to offer a low discount than it is to not offer one.
Yeah.
Any tips for digital only sellers? You got to be more specific than that, because running an Etsy shop is very in depth. If you have any specific questions, tips on this or that or something like that. Yeah,
Catherine. Do you want tips on photos? Do you want tips on your branding? Do you want tips on marketing? What specifically do you need tips for? Let us know. A lot of what we teach is going to be pretty universal, though.
I sell astrology-related digital files. Should this also apply? I don't know what specifically you're talking about there. Should I update my digital art listing photos for the period of year? You can.
Yeah, I mean it's totally up to you. Yeah, guys, be really specific, because our chat, it falls behind and we're way up here. So if we were talking about something when you commented, we likely don't even remember what we were talking about previously.
She said we need to see the little chunker. She doesn't like getting picked up. We're not going to keep doing it.
Yeah, she's asleep. She doesn't like to be picked up.
We got her from an Amish kennel that we did not know they were until I showed up, and I drove.
They were a puppy mill.
Yeah, they were a mill. I drove 3 hours to get a dog, and I wasn't going to come home without one.
Well, we had a little girl expecting a dog for her birthday.
Yeah, so she actually has a lot of trauma issues from that.
Yeah, puppy mills.
She was not treated well and had severe eating and anxiety issues. She doesn't trust men. It is bad. Be nice to your animals.
Yeah, and be careful when you adopt pets, even if it looks like it's not a puppy mill. Sometimes they are.
Yeah, don't buy from a mill.
Nope.
Because I showed up, it was like $1 million house
that
I showed up to, and they had a mill in a barn in the back. Is there a way to add a photo to all of your listings at once? I don't think so.
No. I know that Allura has a bulk. No, not Allura.
Can't be talking about our competitors like that.
No, it's not Allura. It's
Send somebody message me.
Which one is it? Vela? Is that what I'm thinking of? What tool? There's a bulk editing tool, but I don't know if you can add bulk photos, and it's not free. It used to be free, and then they started charging. Somebody in the chat will know what I'm talking about, and somebody in the chat will probably know if they will allow you to add photos. Vela. Are you able with the Vela app to get to add photos in, let me know. I thought it was Vela.
Sexchat69.site.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Sounds super legit.
That's how you know that we've made it.
Scammers have gotten so bad at what they do.
I know, right?
Like, have you tried just conning somebody like normal for once?
Yeah.
Try really conning someone?
Don't give advice.
Any thoughts as to why traffic to both of my shops skyrocketed in February and has stayed high even though I haven't changed my marketing? Traffic is way up, but sales are way low compared to previous years. You might have got shared somewhere. News article.
Yeah, so it depends on your type of product, but here's the cool thing about listing quality scores and customer and marketplace experience scores on Etsy. If you do really well for like a small period of time, once that snowball starts rolling, it's just going to keep rolling faster and getting bigger and bigger. It's rolling that snowball down the hill, right? And I always talk about rolling the snowball up the hill. Getting yourself started is really hard, especially as you're pushing that snowball and it's getting bigger and heavier. But once you reach the top of the hill, and it rolls down the other side, you hardly have to do any work. And that sounds like what you're experiencing right now, because as your listings sell and they get good reviews, Etsy is more likely to recommend those products to more people. So, and this is why you often will see people, doing well on Etsy and they have crappy SEO. Maybe they've got good social media. They had a bunch of people from social media go and, buy their products, or they got shouted out by like BuzzFeed or something. And then, that helped to build their listing quality scores because they made a bunch of sales. They got a bunch of reviews. Etsy said, hey, people are really liking this item. We need to make sure that we're showing this item to more people. So if that happened to your shop and you have continued generating that momentum, that is amazing. Make sure that you're keeping up with it because you'll just continue generating that momentum. But that's really good. That's fantastic. I'm sure that there are plenty of people who wish that it would happen to them.
Need to blow your nose?
I do need to blow my nose. You can go ahead.
Wendy said, can it be digital art? Can it be printed up and made into ornaments or holiday decor? A mock-up of these things would be really cool if your digital art could be used for that. I mean, there's ways that they can be used for that. There ain't nothing back there.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah, you need to be careful that they know that it's actually digital material, but I mean, you should be doing that anyway. If you're selling digital art, you should be pretty clear. If it's not apparent from just seeing the listing that it's digital, then
you could do showing, if you're wanting to sell it so that they can use the digital files on things like ornaments. I would make sure that your photo says in big letters, sample of how this design can be used. Or, maybe put like, use this design on your own products, or something like that. That way they know.
Any info on seller affiliate program? Just heard about it last night, but I guess it's supposed to give you a commission if you drive traffic to your shop.
Yeah, I haven't looked too far into it. I've already had like 2 people message me about it and ask, and I haven't really been able to give any opinions. Mm-hmm. I got the email too.
I don't like affiliate programs.
Well, I like.
They're okay. I'm not a fan of them.
I mean, I looking at it. It looks great.
It's a way for Etsy to make money by incentivizing you making money for them, and you make a little tiny bit off of it.
Yeah, from the outside, it looks great. I'll probably experiment with it. I think it looks really cool.
It's something more for influencers than it is for shoppers and buyers. It's going to be something where influencers can sign up and drive a crap ton of people to Etsy and make a bunch of money.
Yeah, as of right now, I'm not seeing any red flags. It looks great. Most services have an affiliate program.
I don't know enough about it.
Yeah,
honestly. You can see specific trademarks on the register. Clever people would blanket trademark. A lot of people do blanket trademark.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry, just trying to get through questions. We had a lot of nice comments.
Bath and Body Works has their Christmas items out.
I don't care. Is it worth updating all front listing photos to be holiday themed? I'm a digital seller, so shipping doesn't qualify, and all my policies and shop sections are filled out.
You could if you wanted to. It just depends on how you normally display your digital files. If it is if you're selling just an SVG, I wouldn't recommend it because that's going to distract from your SVG. If it is a print, a digital print, and they can print out their own art and you have it like a mock-up with a frame, Sure, you could totally add like a little like some Christmas garland off to the edge or something. It kind of shows that your shop's a little bit active. It's ready for the holidays. I always did. In my shop, I always added, in my old shop, my jewelry shop, my first shop, I would always add things off to the side.
I'm going to drive traffic to my own website that reroutes to Etsy the one day I open my own site. Would you guys be interested in a course on how to build your own website? Just curious. Something separate from HAA, smaller. Let me know. How would you handle returns for POD items? What would you tell the customer if they wanted to return the item because it didn't fit right?
Well, Rachel, if you ship to the UK, you don't have a choice. By law, you're legally required to send them another item. I actually talked to Martin from Printify yesterday when we've had several meetings with Martin. He's really cool. And I talked to him about it. And one of the things that he talked to me about was that they teach sellers to always have a little, like a little fund put aside to help in the event that, issues occur. Keep yourself a little savings of cash in case you get those customers. And I know it sucks because you get that item back in your mailbox and there's nothing that you can really do with it. Now, if it gets damaged in the mail or something, Etsy's purchase protection can kick in for those. But when it comes to print on demand, that's part of the package deal. When you're doing print on demand, it's something that you just have to be aware of that is a possibility. And yet you usually do have to kind of front the cost of that, especially if it's a sizing issue and not a misprint. Now, if it's a misprint issue, usually the print on demand service will take care of that for you. If it's the customer ordered the wrong sizes and they want to do a return, in the US, you can technically tell them no. It's not good practice. I know that sucks. I know nobody likes to hear that, but it's not good practice. And like I said, if you ship to the UK, you don't have a choice. Legally, you have to. So I would do it. Okay.
Ton of people saying that they want a website course. Somebody said a video. It won't be a video because there are legal things involved with that. It would have to be something that you pay for with terms that say you can't sue me if you screw something up.
That's why we don't teach MailChimp here.
Yeah, exactly. We don't teach things that could get you to sue us without you signing something that says you can't sue us for it.
Yeah.
Because it's really, really, really easy for you to screw something up. Another thing to consider with that is there are like 50 different website builders and different ways to do things. So it would probably be a relatively expensive course. I would probably be another $500 to $1,000 course because I'm going to have to cover like all the big ones and all the way up to doing something like WordPress with built-in plugins. So it would be a very expensive thing for me to produce. We're talking like tens of thousands of dollars.
For us to produce, not for you to pay.
For me to produce to show you, because some of you like one platform, don't like another platform. I'm going to have like separate things for all the different platforms, and I'm going to have to pay for all of those different things and URLs and everything else.
Yeah, we're not saying that this is even going to happen. And
no, this is me testing the waters to see if you guys would be interested, because a lot of people are wanting to have their own websites in addition.
Yeah, it definitely is not something that will be anytime soon.
No. This would be something like mid-late next year because it will take a long time. But it would be me because I'm the tech nerd. What point will Etsy let me increase my daily spend from $1? I've made my first 2 sales yesterday and would happily pay more for the exposure.
Oh, I didn't know that they restricted that.
Yeah,
spend. I had no idea.
I don't know.
That's very odd. With that, don't be too eager. Not that, ads aren't cool. Don't be too eager to jump right into that. Right when you do have more ad spend, make sure you put it all into the listings that are already doing well, because those are your proven winners. Put your ad money behind them. In the meantime, though, jump on that social media marketing. That's free. Instagram Reels, those are free, and those do really, really well as long as you spend a little bit of time researching how others in your industry are doing their Reels. And that's Instagram Challenge Kit down below. That can help you, kind of plan out those that content schedule for Instagram to help your account take off.
When your shop is new or just launched using the 30-day challenge, 2 months now, marketing consistently, how long do you expect it to take before you see traction in your followers? There's no real way to answer that because it depends on what kind of content you're making, how you're making that content, whether or not it's something that people are interested in seeing based on that kind of content, the kind of things behind the content. There's so much.
So you're 2 months in, you're using the 30-day challenge, you're 2 months in. If you're not seeing any traction yet, you need to change how you're doing things. 2 months is a long time to be doing the same thing and not seeing any results when it comes to social media.
Mm-hmm.
I would start doing a bit of an overhaul, find a couple competitors, even if they don't sell exactly what you sell. Start looking at their Instagram accounts and the type of content that they're doing and how they've kind of, how they've grown their follower accounts. Stick to the schedule for the 30-day Instagram challenge, but try a new method, try a new style. I think that you should really start experimenting.
Have you heard that Etsy is going to be offering printing from Printify for digital products? We just did a live stream with Printify yesterday. Go check out their YouTube channel after this is done.
It's down below. I linked it.
Will you be doing a video on how that will work? Probably. I'm wondering if the seller will get a piece of that.
So, I'm not fully aware of how it all works. And I know Martin, during the beginning of our webinar yesterday, talked about it. And I'll be perfectly honest, while he was talking about it, I was sitting here like nervous about my own presentation. So
She's always so nervous, and we stream to the same amount of people every Friday.
Well, it was different. It's not my audience over there. So I didn't really listen to it. But I am a member of Printify's official Facebook group. It's Printify POD Rock Stars, Printify Rock Stars. Get on Facebook, type in Printify Rock Stars. You'll find the group. Join that. Mm-hmm. They're so responsive. Like join that group and post and ask your questions there. They're talking about it. A lot of people aren't happy about this whole Printify thing. But from where I talked to Martin about it, he said that it's not going to harm the sellers in any way, and it would be no different than utilizing Printify for your products anyway. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that we get some of the money. I think so.
How do I join the challenge? DM me. Let's go.
What, the Instagram challenge?
Instagram challenge, link down below.
Yeah, 30-day Instagram challenge kit is linked down there.
Or you can go to handmadealphaacademy.com and you can find it there.
Yeah, we put it everywhere.
It goes everywhere. There's a difference. We're a cult. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm running for president, so you can all vote for me.
We're a cult. No, we talked about... Mark was like, we should just buy a plot of land and build hold on, wait. You should just buy a plot of land and we can put a bunch of little houses on it and we can start our own community with the alphas and we can make our own crafts and grow our own food. And I was like, what you're describing right now is a cult.
It's a commune. And central western United States is full of those compounds.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're describing...
But instead of religion, we'll sell Etsy products. And you'll take 10% of the cut, and we'll take 90%.
Are we Etsy pimps?
Etsy pimps. That's what we are. Somebody send me a shirt with Etsy pimps. I wear a 2X. Where do you buy off-site ads?
If you go into your Etsy...
Somebody posted it here.
Yeah, if you go into your marketing tab, it'll be right there.
Good morning. For POD, when should we stop putting up Christmas listings? Thank you. I mean, honestly, you should have your listings up by now.
Yeah. Hey, Maria, you were in the chat yesterday.
Aww.
And I only know that because I went back and skimmed through the chat after we got off live and I saw you ask for that. So I'm glad you came over. Honestly, finish up before November 1st. Now, the cool thing about print on demand is that, you can just constantly list things because you're not like sitting there hand making everything meticulously. But if you want to take advantage of that traffic flow, finish up like by October 31st. Because ideally you want to make sure that you're optimizing for the November traffic. That's when it's going to start taking off. And then right after like the Christmas sales rush, start planning for Valentine's Day because that's the next big holiday. People will tend to be a little bit more tight on their wallets in January because they just spent a bunch of money. But February is when we kind of see it take off again.
Oh my God, so many people saying they join the cult, do the compound.
Don't
encourage me. I actually thought about running for a state spot, and then I was like, man, I like to sleep in sometimes. And I decided
Man,
not.
I like to sleep in.
I thought about running for a government position, but then I was like, I'm too angry.
I was gonna say you're ex-military. They like that.
I will ban talking on cell phones in your car.
Yeah.
That's the first thing to go. Anyway, I won't get into that today. I just started a free Etsy shop and offered 2 Printify POD products. Should I upgrade to the paid account right now, or should I wait?
Oh, paid account doesn't do anything extra for you. Paid account, the Etsy Plus plan, what you get is more branding. So you get the carousel banners, which is cover photos that scroll. You can make big featured shop sections, right under that banner. You can like showcase big products, and you get ad credits. That's it. You don't get anything else. There's no advantage. You're not going to sell more by doing that. So no, it's for you just starting out, work on getting more products and do Etsy Plus later if, you decide you want the extra branding.
If I have a listing that works good, I want to improve, but afraid to make changes. If it is like a top seller, if it's selling well, don't mess with it. Don't ever mess with something that's performing well.
Now you can, if you want to mess with like your photos and stuff, those don't have any weight on the algorithm, but don't touch your tags and titles. If it's doing well, don't fix what isn't broken, because then you risk tanking that listing and losing traction. I would just leave it alone. And, like I said, if you want to play with the photos and stuff, even the description. I know that Etsy does look at keywords and descriptions now, but we've got a video on our channel that says everything you need to know about the Etsy SEO 2022 update or algorithm update. Basically, in that video, we show you why the update to descriptions has hardly any weight at all on your search placement. And as of right now, I'm not seeing any impact of tweaking your descriptions. So.
Sorry, Grace. I already saw your comment that you'd vote for me before you deleted it, so you're obligated to vote for me now. Are photos with a white background engaging enough?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Depends on what you're doing in that background.
Have you ever shopped on Amazon? All their photos backgrounds are white.
And technically, Google likes white backgrounds more because they can stick you into categories easier without thinking too hard.
Yeah. White backgrounds are great. Light backgrounds are what Etsy prefers. I've seen shops that are very, they have good photographers who can get away with doing the darker backgrounds. Now, if you want to be featured ever someday in one of Etsy's like editors picks, they only pick shops that have light backgrounds. They don't need to be solid white, but they need to be light and very aesthetic. We've got a video on our channel with one of our students. Her name is Anni, Anni. If you just search her name on my channel, you should find it. She got featured by Etsy multiple times just because her photos for her pottery are so darn good. By the way, guys, for those of you who are interested in improving product photography, I'm talking to another course creator right now, and I never do that. You guys know that I don't like promote anybody unless it's somebody that I really, really trust, because we've been burned so many times.
Oh my God, yeah.
But there's this coach who she's got all the same alpha aligned values that we have. She's like really awesome, honest coach. She gave me her program. I gave her my program so we could check each other's programs out. She's a professional product photographer, and she was Anni's product photography coach. So if anybody watched that interview with Anni about how she got featured over and over by Etsy because her photos were so good, this coach I'm talking about is the one who taught her how to take those photos. So if you guys are interested in me maybe, doing some stuff with this lady, feel free to say yes, photos in the chat. And maybe in the next few months, we'll work something out with her.
Sure.
Cool.
Playing with multiple clay shops, just want some feedback on the name Picture Palettes. Sure.
Yeah, I like it. Feel free to post it in the Facebook group.
When is Etsy having their big sale for 20% off site-wide? They wanted us to get involved with it for certain dates. I just can't remember.
It'll be in your email. I can't remember offhand, James. I think it's soon. I know it's really soon. But yeah, it's not a bad idea to opt into that. You'll be shown in their sale category for the holidays, which is pretty cool.
I'm starting a new Etsy shop for digital downloads. Please suggest some niches. Just go on Etsy, go into the digital category and look.
Yeah, get on erank.com.
Look at the top 100
Yeah, you can go into our, I think it's in print and party supplies is the category.
You want to show it?
Sure.
Where's
yeah.
it at? I don't have it screen shared right now.
Oh, well, you'll have to. It's fine. We'll go into Trend Monthly. By the way, we've got new print on demand data for the top print on demand types of products if you want to see what's selling there.
There's POD.
Yeah, POD. We're looking for print, right? Is what they asked for.
Digital.
Where's digital?
SVG.
SVG.
SVG is one of them.
Well, SVG, this will give you a good idea of different. So fall, Halloween, Hocus Pocus. And then I think that paper...
They were asking for niches, but there's no real way for it to do it. Do what you're interested. If you're selling on Etsy because you want to make money, your motivations are not going to motivate you in the correct direction to be able to make an efficient amount of money.
Who do you want to help?
Yeah, who do you want to help? What problem are you solving? What are you good at making?
Who are you passionate about? Wedding? Wedding's a good one.
Wedding it's a super saturated market, but there's always people buying.
Look at these searches, and you can see if you were to start now, January, March, and April seem to be the really good months to sell invitations. So because people probably are planning for their summer and fall weddings, and okay. Oh, I assume all those yeses coming in are for the photography.
No. Oh, yeah, they are. I don't know.
Those are all websites.
Sorry, we disconnected, guys. Every time we screen share, we disconnect and we can't figure out why.
Are we back?
Yes. Oh, it's right here. It'll say reconnecting if we're not.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. All right. Oh, it looks like Vela does allow you to bulk.
Yeah, we already addressed that.
Yeah.
Just getting into the printify scene. Am I too late to post Christmas items? Not necessarily too late, but you should be getting them in ASAP.
Yeah, before November 1st. November 1st is when we're gonna... I mean, people are already shopping for them. So definitely get them in your shop. And you also have to consider how fast your print supplier ships. You know, a lot of them take a while to ship. So...
when I do live events, I sell lots of stickers, but I've only ever had one online sale. How can I reach my audience? SEO optimization, offsite advertising, social media. That's a very, very broad question.
Yeah. I would definitely work on building up your social presence a little bit. It might be fun for you to also, I'm assuming when you say live selling, do you mean like going to like actual like events? Like craft events?
I'm assuming that's what they mean.
Yeah. You could try to start doing some of those online as well. But really, SEO for people who are shopping on Etsy, external marketing, which is building up your social media presence. Those are your best two ways to drive traffic to your shop.
Just looking for questions.
These are all the...
I'd love help with traffic side of things. I don't know if I will do SEO for websites or not, because that's something you have to upkeep, and I don't want it to be something that I have to constantly make new content for.
Because that would be a lot.
SEO for your website is that's its own demon.
Oh, yeah. You guys think the Etsy SEO is hard?
Yeah, wait till you get into doing your own website and competing with the whole world. What are your thoughts on Etsy's pattern website? Is it better than having your own website? Better, no. Easier, probably.
Well, Etsy's pattern website it's not yours.
No, it's not your website.
When you make your own website, that belongs to you and you're not paying Etsy fees. Etsy pattern is just a way for you to have something that looks like your website, that looks pretty. But if your Etsy shop gets shut down, your pattern site goes bye-bye too. It's just a prettier version of Etsy, basically. Is it worth it? I mean, I guess. I'm not crazy about it. If you want to send people somewhere that looks pretty, sure. But better? Nah.
I had a question about how the Etsy protection program works. If it was before, if I missed it. Oh, there we go. I was literally on your question.
Oh, okay. He had it highlighted.
The order in which your questions show up is different for everyone. It's based on when it arrives to their location. So sometimes I might read a question and it seems like I skipped you. Don't automatically think that I've skipped you. I had a buyer issue this week. Pretty sure she popped the backer out of the frame. She requested a partial refund, but I did suggest to her about the Etsy protection program. I just ended up giving
up
her $20 back. But how does the protection program actually work? I assumed it would be on her to have to request it through Etsy.
Yeah. I think that they have to actually file the issue with Etsy.
Oh no, please don't spend that much money.
Oh, to build
you have to be willing to invest in your business to expand.
Dear God, Handmade Alpha Academy cost us well over $10,000 to start.
It was like $27,000 or something. Because you got to consider research, time, all of the things that we put
monthly
into
subscriptions,
it, courses that we had to buy to figure out how to do things at an efficient level. Got to be willing to invest in yourself and take risks. Do y'all have a video on how to make a video for Etsy, or could you make one? Been watching all of your videos lately. Yeah, we could. Yeah,
well, Megan, actually,
excuse me.
We have 2 videos that you can use for making your Etsy listing videos, because there's nothing special you need to do for Etsy listing videos. You're just taking your phone and look at the item. I've got one called if you just type in Starla Moore CapCut, CAPCUT, all one word, Starla Moore CapCut, in Etsy, you'll find it. The thumbnail is blue. That's going to show you my favorite free video editing app for mobile. Watch that. There's also a video on my channel called How I Edit Instagram Reels using Canva. That one's great for our print-on-demand sellers who use mockups, or for our digital sellers, or you can do it with your own product photos and videos, and you can turn those still images into a video. So I would type in Starla Moore Reels for that.
For POD, when should we stop adding Christmas?
We read that one already.
Yeah. Actually, it was just a different question about the same thing.
Oh, okay.
How do I join the... Oh, we already did that one. I bought digital products yesterday, and Etsy suggested Printify with Shutterfly. It was an affiliate link. Yes.
Yeah, we got that. We got an email.
How do you handle handmade alphas that are most likely not getting sales due to the product that they sell? So we still try to encourage people, no matter what products that they sell, but we also try to encourage people to sell things that people are buying. It's not up to us to tell you that, because there is no is it going to sell? Isn't it going to sell? You can sell anything that you want. There are people that sell horse poop, right? It's up to you to take a step back. And if you're not selling as much as you think you should, if you're not selling as much as you can live on, we hit our glass ceiling with not hiring employees. We could only make between $30,000 and $50,000 a year on average, unless we were really posting sales all the time. There is a glass ceiling to some industries. Unfortunately, that's how it is. But it is up to you to take a look and say, okay, well, how many people are on Etsy selling the same thing? You're not selling a unique product, even if you think you are. If you are, then you're selling a lot of it, usually. Are those people making a lot of sales in short periods of time? Are they making enough money? And if the answer is no one is making any money off of this product, then the chances are, unless you're really good at offsite advertising, you're not going to be the person to make that change.
Right.
I mean, that's just how it is.
In terms of the how to gracefully inform somebody that their product isn't great, we don't do that. But I designed the beginning of HAA to kind of help them figure that out on their own. Because right at the beginning of Handmade Alpha Academy, we talk about identifying your target customer, who you're trying to serve, and identifying gaps in the marketplace by trying to figure out what problem you're solving with your item. So one of the things that we talk about is Alan Nation's nudist Buddhist idea, which is basically you can be a nudist, and that's not too weird because that's just one weird thing about you. And you can be a Buddhist, and that's not too weird because that's just one weird thing about you. But you can't be a nudist Buddhist because that's just way too weird. Now, it's not to say that nudists or Buddhists are weird. But what he was trying to say was that you can't stack too many weird things on top of each other, because when you do that, you're not appealing to anybody. Nobody's going to want what you're selling. So we really build a foundation of identifying the problem that you're trying to solve and the type of customer you're trying to serve. It's not just sell. That should not be your objective. You should be trying to solve a problem for somebody. And there are a lot of modern coaches who say, you don't need to do that. You don't need to try to solve a problem. Every product solves a problem. You just
whether you think so or not. You have to be open-minded enough to understand that problem might be something that sounds offensive. Like somebody doesn't feel good about their appearance, so they buy my jewelry.
Right. You know? It's the thing about solving a problem is it doesn't need to be like when people think problem, they think, oh, it's got to like cure cancer or it's got to feed the hungry. No, that's not solving a problem. A problem could be, I need a hat that matches this sweater and there's little caramel colored, accents on the sweater. So I need a caramel colored hat to match it. That I've just, given you guys a realistic problem. So it's just being able to identify what problems your ideal customer has.
Also, for you, Discord link is invalid. You need to get a new share link every single time you make a video from Discord. They change. They change very frequently. I think it's once every 48 hours or something like that. That way your stuff doesn't get shared somewhere and then you get spammed. You have to get a new Discord link every time we make a video.
That's stupid.
It takes 3 seconds. Don't be lazy.
I usually schedule these late at night.
You can't do that with Discord. I did. If you guys are trying to join the Discord, I just posted it in the chat for you guys. I don't know where our chat was, so I'm just going to assume it was here.
Okay, that's fine.
If I skip your question after this one, I'm sorry. What are the best sizes for the About Me section? Etsy recommends sizes. Still crop my photos on mobile.
They're never right. I don't know because they're never right. They're not right in our shops either. I don't know. I've tried everything. Mobile messes them up. The only thing that I've noticed that works is if you take your photo way far back so that the product is dead center, it will display okay for both of them. But if you're right up on your product, it's always going to cut off. And I have been trying to figure it out for years now. I don't know. I don't know why Etsy does this.
Somebody said they work in cybersecurity, and there's a good reason why the Discord link changes. I was ex-military intelligence, so I have a pretty good idea about stuff, too. I work with a piece of tech that I supply to my customers. I mentor business people in recruitment in UK, and there's a few website builders within my kit. It could be worth me sharing with you. Yeah, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
I use a few. What are your thoughts on Etsy's pattern?
I think we are actually under all this.
Yeah, you're right. There was just a question I accidentally skipped.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's under all the...
Yeah. Shush.
There we go.
We're going to fight.
We're not going to fight today. We're not going to fight.
Would you say the same thing for printables? Sure. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah.
I can't remember. Guys, remember...
If you're asking a contextual question about something we're talking about, for one, there's a 30-second delay between when you send when we say something and you see it. For the most part, sometimes it's less if you're closer. But for two, a lot of the times we answer the chat in order. So we're usually 30 or 40 questions behind by the time we get to your question.
Yeah, just give us context. Just say and then give us the topic and then restate your question. Yeah. It could solve a gift.
Can you not search people by username on Discord? No, you cannot. You cannot search for a Discord. Do you recommend running ads during the holidays if you don't typically run them on any other time of the year?
It's a great time to test it.
Why not? People don't get upset at you running sales, believe it or not. Unless you're 24/7, 365 running a sale, then you're not really running a sale.
That's Etsy ads, not running a sale. Etsy ads.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Slow down a little bit. You're getting spicy.
No, we're halfway through our chat. We have 15 minutes left.
We're good.
No, we're not.
We're fine.
We're terrible.
Etsy ads it's totally fine. If you want to experiment, the holidays are the best time to do it, in my opinion. Start with your best sellers, promote those. Those are your winning racehorses. That's where you want to bet your money. And if you don't see them working, don't be afraid to pull that ad revenue back. That way you're not wasting your money.
I saw significant traction in a week. The best post I got on TikTok was when I jokingly used the song y'all mentioned on the show, Tight Fitting Jeans.
Really?
I love it. Hey, Alexa, play Tight Fitting Jeans by Conway Twitty. You're welcome.
Don't do that.
A commune would be great. If you start selling website, I would seriously consider moving to Ohio. I wouldn't do it in Ohio. I don't like Ohio. I don't even know why we moved back here. Let's see here. Can you say the website address, please? handmadealphaacademy.com. I'll even post it for you.
Wait, was that the website that we were referring to?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't get the context.
I saw it when the comment came in. I just didn't address it right away. It's already illegal in a lot of states. Communes, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because they literally keep people as slaves.
Yeah, not
religious slaves.
Yeah, communes are a no-no. However, I think that if you're into psychology, learning like about
it's pretty wild.
Learning about like how cult leaders like break the mind.
Oh yeah,
it's scary.
Look,
but
it's weird. You wouldn't think that it's something that you have in a modern world, but really look into the religious cults in like the central western United States.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. There are literally communes. They're mostly they're Christian, but what are
somebody in the chat?
They're either Jehovah's Witnesses or something else. I can't remember. One of the more off ones that isn't super common in the Midwest, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of them, and people literally like can't leave.
It's so weird.
It's pretty crazy. It's an interesting topic to research.
Yeah, scary, terrifying, but I like this. I like learning psychology, especially when it comes to like, people who have like weird psychiatric problems. It's interesting. It's interesting.
There's interviews with people that have escaped.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild how it took them like 10 years to get away. Do you think it's okay to make and sell jewelry from free online tutorials? I mean, if the content creator has no rules against it.
Yeah, sure. If that's why a lot of them provide those tutorials so you can use them for your business. Just make sure that that's why they're creating it. And it should be fine. You can always message them to ask.
Hare Krishna, Mormon, Latter-day Saints. Yeah, I think there's some with all of them. Is there a faster way to make listings if you only need to change one thing, such as teacher, nurse, etc.? Like a mass editing of listings? Get
Vela.
Vela.
Yeah, get Vela. You have to pay for it though.
Do you know any tech that would allow me to dump load a load of PNG files for POD that will automatically list with mockups, etc.?
No, that you'll have to.
Automatic listing makers. I don't think those exist for Etsy.
Yeah, you'll have to do it all by hand.
And the thing is, if they did exist, they would have to access your Etsy backend, which means that anytime somebody gets banned that uses that service, everyone that uses that service would get banned because it would be an IP thing, right? So that'd be dangerous anyway. How important is it to have my own WordPress website working? I have it set to maintenance mode so visitors can't access it. Should I change that? It's not really important to have your own website in general. It just depends on how you're selling.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no reason to even have it. If you don't work on it when you can, there's no bad that will come of it.
Does eRank have most purchased, like what was trending? There's no
most purchased. That's not data that Etsy gives. Etsy can't tell you what items are actually sold. We can see what was searched for, and we can look at things like click-through rate. So we know that someone was searching for something, and then if it has a high click-through rate, that means that they not only did they search, but they clicked on listings. So, but that's unfortunately all we have access to, because that data is, then you start getting into like really personal data, because, if somebody's on there buying like naughty stuff, they don't want to have people know that stuff in the public. You know what I mean?
Reason I'm asking is because a lot of people who search keywords are competitors. I don't know what. Oh, it was this. It's same.
Oh, okay. No.
I'm doing mugs at the moment with dog pics on them. There are tons of variations of dogs. So if I could bulk update all of the same product with a different image, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. There's unfortunately no way to do that.
HA is worth every penny. I agree.
Oh, thanks, Aaron.
So if anyone for future reference to file a report with Etsy, they'll refund her and it won't hurt me per se. Yeah, I think that she's talking about the protection program. I don't think it hurts you in any way.
No, I don't think that the purchase, unless they have actually filed a what's it called? I can't even remember. As long as they haven't filed like against your shop or reported your shop, you should be fine. Because you're helping them. It's a way that, Etsy is just trying to resolve their issue. It's a benefit,
Is a WooCommerce site better than a Shopify site? Why or why not? There are none that are better than the others per se. They all have their ups and downs. It's usually compatibility with something or another, or ease of use for one way or another. There's not really one that's better than another. They're all kind of different. I don't use either. We use WordPress and we use Elementor.
And Wix.
And Wix. She has a Wix shop. That was kind of a gigantic pain in the butt. Took her forever to set up. So I don't know.
No, that only took me 24 hours to set up. That one was easy.
You were fixing it for weeks.
Yeah, but it wasn't hard. Honestly, Jill, just get on YouTube and watch videos of people building both and then decide for yourself which one you understand better and then go with that one. Because it's really more about ease of use and what you need as the person building the website. Any
ideas for videos for POD, mostly stores? So when you're doing POD, usually getting samples of your products and showing them off are a good way to do that.
Yeah.
Or if you design the art that goes on them by hand, you could have videos of yourself designing the art. Speed paints and things like that.
Yeah, I think that if you go back and watch our episode of the Friday Bean from last year, where I'm designing Instagram Reels using Canva, I'm using mock-ups in that, and I'm animating them. So I would check out that video because I do some live demonstrations.
Oh. She said, I was talking to you, Mark. You would have said it would cost tens of thousands to make a course for it. Yeah, the courses are expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that would be expensive because I would have to pay for a Wix and Shopify and probably a WordPress and all of the plugins that go into all of the different things. Because most of them, you have to have a license for every website that you like. It's not like I have to. I want to. And more than likely, I mean, just speaking totally honest, it would probably make its money back within the first sale. I mean, that's just how the course industry works.
It's one of those things where we would have to, in order to teach you how to use it, we would have to build a website using all of those platforms.
I would have to probably build multiple. That way I learn it enough that I could not only instruct you, but also provide support after the fact.
Or we do a vote on which platform they would most want to learn.
I would probably add them all over the amount of time and start with one.
Let them pick which one.
Yeah, let them pick which one that I want to start with or that they want me to start with and then add them as we go. We'll see. I don't know what I want to do. Okay. Oh, we were waiting. I don't know why the chat keeps jumping up.
That's odd.
It is. Every time I click, it like jumps. Has anyone ever had a sale show up on their dashboard but then suddenly disappear? No trace of the sale in my email. It's happened about 10 times in the last few months. Very strange.
Ooh, I would try to get a hold of Etsy.
I have no idea.
You have to go through that magical loop of going through, their little contact forms until you find how to actually get a hold of them. But I would try to.
From now on, I will not be addressing questions that are, I sell this thing, please help me. Be specific in your questions, and then I will help. I don't have the time. Can people not search? Oh, that was the Discord thing.
I'm being so spicy.
I'm not being spicy.
You're too spicy.
No, I'm not being spicy. That's like the fourth question that said, I sell this thing, help me.
Yeah, you guys got to ask you guys have to be specific in what you're asking. Yes. Because if it's, I sell underwater basket weaving, help. What do you need help with? If you say, I need help with keyword optimization, I need ideas for this, or I need advice on should I do this or this. Those are specific questions. Just a very vague request for help. There's so many things that contribute to success on Etsy. There's so many things. So there's no way that we could possibly advise you if you don't know what you need. So find something. When it comes to improving your business, pick one category first. So make it like SEO or something. Master that, then move on to the next thing. Maybe it's social media marketing.
I said spicy Mark is just being honest. I'm not even really being spicy. I'm just being blunt. Please don't mistake my bluntness for being mean. That's not me. I just have like 500 comments to go through here with 5 minutes left. How do you guys feel about undercutters on Etsy?
They're not your competition.
Yeah, they're not your competition. Undercutting is not a way to make more money. There might be a couple people that buy from them instead of you, but at the end of the day, when you look at two different things, like your diamond ring analogy, if you look at a diamond ring and it costs $10 and another one that costs $1,000, you're going to look at the $10 one and say, there's probably something wrong with that. It's a perception bias. So they're going to automatically perceive that product as being lower quality than yours because it is a lesser price. If it is significant enough of a lesser price that you could not decrease it to that point. Now, if all of your competitors are like 10% lower than you, then you're probably pricing a little bit too high for your industry.
Somebody said that they love it when we get spicy.
People love it.
We always have people who comment, especially on the replays, and they're like, Mark is so mean to Starla. I'm like, oh, no, I'm mean to Mark. You have that completely backwards. We're mean to each other.
Didn't really appreciate the JW comment.
The Jehovah's Witness.
I didn't say anything about them.
We said
that there are cults.
Extremist groups.
Yeah, there are extremist groups, just like Al-Qaeda doesn't represent Islam, right? There are extremist groups in every religion. Please don't take that wrong.
Yeah.
There are literal like TV show documentaries about cults where people have been murdered and taken hostage by religious extremists in the United States. You can go watch them. They're like Discovery Channel TV shows.
This is, you know.
Please don't take me as biased. I treat everyone equally.
We love you all the same.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody believes. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah. Does eRank show what was most purchased yesterday, like what was most searched for?
No, we
answered that. Yeah, we answered that. Does Etsy have the ability to interface with your website? I think they did at one point in time, but they do not as of right now, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Is Sales Samurai legit?
They're
a legit company. eRank is the largest Etsy SEO website, meaning that we have the most customers and the most traffic to the website, which means that we can also afford the best and most data. So I'm not going to say Sales Samurai is not legit. I'm sure they are, but we can't vouch for their numbers, nor legally could we sign up to really tell you that because we work for eRank.
Right.
So.
Smaller companies do not have as many customers. You can see the sales, or you can see the traffic that's public information. You can see website traffic if you use, like Alexa.com. eRank is the biggest. There's no disputing that. And because we're the biggest, we likely have the largest profit margin. And because of that, and because Anthony invests all of that money back into the company, that means that we're buying the most data. Data is brand new car every month expensive. You guys would poop your pants if you saw how much data costs.
It's an astronomical amount of money. And that's not us just talking up the butt. No. We don't see that money. That's not us. I just see how much is
Yeah. So I trust eRank because I know how much data we have, and it's a lot, and more data equals more accuracy. I don't trust companies that can't afford more data simply because they likely don't have as much. It doesn't mean that what they have isn't good data, but accuracy comes in numbers when it comes to data, and quantity is important.
When using POD, can you use purchase DTFs on products? I don't know what DTFs are.
Like digital, like transfer files. You'll have to ask who made them. It's up to who you purchase them from.
Do we need to put our things in our shop on sale now? I'm a new store, not a full... Not necessarily, no.
You don't even have to have a sale if you don't want to. Did we think?
Do it around the holidays.
Did we thank Mika?
Oh, thank you, Mika. Mika. How do we pronounce that? I want to make sure that I'm not appropriating here.
And we really, really appreciate you hanging out in the Discord. It seems...
Champ.
Yes, you have been keeping an eye on things for us.
Would you guys do a live store review episode? My goodness, we do those all the time. Yeah. Once a month we try to do them. We call them live shop critiques.
We do a bunch during the holidays. We usually do one a day before the December HAA launch.
Yeah, we do. It's
Critique Week.
Yeah, Critique Week.
So that's coming up. It'll be the first week of December will be Critique Week. And I think we do 5. We don't do 7 days of them, but I do think that we do 5 days of shop critiques. So keep your eye out for that.
Etsy sent out a notice yesterday stating those notices as sales were old error on their part.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Is it worth it to run Google ads to get the top of my niche?
You probably won't get to the top of your niche that way. Is it worth it to run Google ads? If you make money from them. Ads are all an experiment. Test it. See if you do well. If you're doing it just to get to the top of your niche, you'll be disappointed though, because it's not quite how it works. You'll be competing with everybody else who thinks that they're going to accomplish the same thing.
All right. It is 1:30. I'm going to go down to Caro Prince and call it a day.
Okay.
No exceptions.
All right. Why don't you just type
And
hard stop into the chat?
That's okay. I know where it's at.
Okay.
Have you guys used Bing advertisements? I hear they're loads cheaper than Google ads and so much bigger return on investment. Have you exposure or experience with that? I don't personally. However, with eRank, we optimize more for Bing than we do for Google. Google traffic just comes to us naturally. So maybe I can ask Anthony about running Bing ads and what he thinks about it.
Anthony Wolf used to work for Bing. Did you guys know that?
He worked for Microsoft.
Yeah.
You can check out his LinkedIn.
He's not active on it.
He's not active, but it's there. Same with us. Is it worth it to run Google? We are. Yeah, you two are just like my husband and me. You don't know that.
that response probably signified that we are.
Avoid religious chat. We don't avoid those kind of things because we don't want people to have the incorrect perception of who we are. We don't care what people think about it. We have our beliefs, you have your beliefs, and everybody is equal in our eyes until they do something to make themselves not equal.
Yeah.
And that's how everyone's perception should be.
Right. If somebody's mean to you, then you judge them for being mean, not based on anything else.
Everyone starts with a certain level of respect, and then your actions either raise or lower that bar.
Do you think paparazzi jewelry is competition for handmade? No, it's MLM stuff. Not at all. Paparazzi, here's the thing. I was a military spouse for 6 years, and and there's nothing wrong with it. If you sell Scentsy, if you sell, Avon, if you sell paparazzi, that's all fine. But I looped them all in to their own category, their own entity that was completely separate from handmade. Nobody looks at paparazzi jewelry and thinks, yes, artisan crafted jewelry. It's not.
I love your banter. How soon after Christmas should we begin Valentine's?
You should start making those Valentine's products before Christmas.
Yes.
Because you've got January to sell that stuff, because February 14th is Valentine's Day. So you only have a little bit of February to even get them to the customer. You could even start making those products now. If you're done with your Christmas stuff, start getting things ready, start getting things planned up.
Somebody asked a question, but I need regular YouTube for it. I used to think Mark was miserable, but I'm used to him now. I'm not miserable. I have ADHD and I'm always tired. Leave me alone.
Aw, we get a lot of mean comments about, well, not so much lately.
Not anymore. I think people understand this. So I'm a veteran for one. I don't take BS. I don't take BS. And anything that's I can't do that's anything that is I can't do this or I won't do it's an excuse. There is no such thing as I can't unless you have a disability. How can I make my descriptions more engaging for embroidered throw pillows, fully lined with high quality fabrics and so much nicer than the ones in stores? That
you just
take that. Elaborate.
You just did it. Yeah. And don't worry about writing some big fluffy description anyway. People aren't hardly reading those to begin with. Take that and make sure you find a way to put that in your 10 product photos. Whether you type out a little thing about the quality, handmade, better than what you could buy in stores, or you've got photos of yourself, holding them, making them. That way they can see, oh, this isn't just something that they are lying about being handmade, that they actually bought, on whatever. This is something that they put a lot of time into. Yeah.
Just found you guys. I'm new to Etsy. I mainly sell on eBay, and photos are best if it's a clear white background. Did this matter with Etsy? So it's kind of the same. It's light or white, and the most important thing is the product itself is in the forefront. You can tell what you're looking at from a search result, because when people are searching on Etsy, the majority of people who don't know specifically what they want are searching through the search bar. And when they're scrolling through the page, they're going to pick the thing that is both the most clear and sticks out at the same time. And it's impossible to have something that completely sticks out and is completely clear all of the time. It's a balance. You have to balance that scale. Right? So white or light for a lot of products works. Sometimes there's exceptions to that. Some products look better on a dark background, but that's up to you to decide to A/B test.
Yeah. And in terms of Etsy preferring it, their editor's pick, if you want to actually get featured by them, they do need to be on a light or white background. But it's all about the quality of the photo. If you're a good photographer, it really doesn't matter how you photograph your products.
When selling templates on Etsy, is it allowed to include stock images within the templates, assuming the stock images are free to use for personal and commercial use? Check the licenses and terms of uses for the website that you're getting those from. Those will be the tell as to whether or not. They'll usually have a not for resale, not for reuse. So they'll usually have clauses in their terms of use for that.
Yeah, if you're just using it for like a little part of the design, as long as they've got an area that says that you can, that's fine.
Always check the terms of use for the website you're getting them from.
Right, but don't go to like pexels.com, download a photo and use that full photo as an art print to sell in your shop.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. They're saying that they make a template and they put pictures in the templates.
That should be
most of the time that's okay, but obviously check the terms of use because it could be wrong and that can get you shut down. Would it be better to have 20 plus similar listings with slight variations for SEO, or to have a few listings with variation drop downs for photos of each variation?
You do pet portraits
with photos.
So there are two ways to do it. Honestly, for pets, if you're doing them by breed, I would list them all separately. People are searching by breed. They're not just searching pet portrait. They're going to search for their breed. For example, check out Amber Marie. She is amazing. You can find her quite easily. Yeah. Is that the guy who made the video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's
not right.
Not right.
I didn't watch it, but Pam gave me the summary.
Yeah, not good.
But for individual dog breeds, I would list those separately because those are what people are searching for. It's more opportunities to get found in search by using a variety of different keywords. You're handing somebody a stack of lottery tickets rather than just having one lottery ticket. You have more opportunities to win. And if you're doing different dog breeds, then
all right.
Yeah.
And that was our last question. Keza said, how can we be added to get that shop critique? When we do shop critique videos, those are usually our Friday beans here. We will screen share. I need to figure out the screen share issue before our next one because that we literally can't do them until that gets fixed. We do them random. I'm not answering any more questions.
Oh, I
know. We do them random. So we'll usually have people comment their shops in the chat here. And then I will literally just look away, scroll up and down super duper fast, click and drag, and whatever shop is the first one that it lands on is what I do. It's totally random. That way it's fair.
Yeah. Now, as we're ending, guys, and based on one of the comments, I'm not going to read it out loud, but I want you guys to be aware, Anthony Wolf and I had a meeting last night because we've been, kind of talking a lot together, and you guys have heard me talking about this for the last few months as well.
Which comment?
The one that you just highlighted.
This one?
Yeah. No, don't worry about it. Anyway, be really careful especially with the recession kicking in, because what Mark and I have been noticing and what Anthony and I have been noticing and what we're seeing just since the recession is a lot of Etsy coaches and services popping up out of nowhere.
It's people trying to make money.
Trying to make quick money.
They see what we do and they see what they think a fantasy life that we live and think that they can get away with doing the bare minimum and give crappy information.
Well, it's not just us. It's not, it's not like we're saying that we're the only Etsy YouTubers.
No, there are good ones out there. There are tons of good ones out there.
I absolutely love Nancy. She's fantastic. There are plenty of good Etsy. Pam, obviously Pam Duthie is fantastic.
We don't agree with all of them, but not all of them are bad.
Right. But what I want you guys to do is really use your listening ears. We've had 4 coaches just in the last month. People have come to us and said, hey, can you watch this video and let me know what you think? And the information that they're providing is absolutely bogus. There's no backing to anything that they're saying. So when you watch these videos and you're skeptical, always ask the person who is providing the content for a source. That's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. We can either provide an official source from Etsy or we state that we're speculating.
Or if we're speculating, we state that we're speculating. If it's information that we've gotten using the scientific process and actually investigating on our own, we usually let you guys know that.
Yeah. So please be careful. I really think it's due to the recession. I think that there are people that are trying to make a quick buck. I actually got in a tangle with a scammer on Instagram who stole a bunch of my content, posted it on their account, and they were posing as an Etsy, SEO consultant.
After pretending to be a model that had gotten banned on Instagram.
Yeah, so I corresponded back and forth with them, and then they tried to sell me their SEO services because
get out of here.
After they stole my stuff, and then I ended up getting them to admit that they were a fake, like in the chat, just wasting their time.
Yeah, I saw another one the other day saying to change tags every day because that's how she got like $100,000 in sales. We have old content like that, how I made X amount of dollars, how I make this amount of money.
I don't have any content like that.
How I made $25,000 on Black Friday. We absolutely have a video that's titled that exact thing, I think, on our channel right now. Anyway, context-wise, it's, for one, easy to buff those numbers if you know what you're doing to make it seem like you made more money than you actually made.
Not subtracting your taxes.
And it's, for one, if they're not showing you the money, there's no way for you to prove that it's true. And for not everything that everyone does is going to work for everyone else. I might go on, like she did. You might be able to take the exact same video that she posted on Instagram that get 800,000 views and get 0. Not everything that everyone does will work for everyone else. That's why we don't provide you specific advice, per industry advice for things, because things don't always work the same way. Things change constantly. And especially if somebody's talking, oh, I did this thing 3 years ago, that advice is automatically irrelevant.
Yeah.
So don't, it's not automatic that this advice is bad from these people. We have people that we like that make these kind of videos. It's not necessarily bad that they're making these kind of videos. Just take everything with a grain of salt, including what we say. Test things out for yourself, because we might tell you a piece of advice that'll work for 90% of our audience, and then 10% of our audience it's not going to work for. Unfortunately, when it comes to selling online, there is a certain amount of randomness to it. There's a certain degree of randomness that happens. That's how algorithms work. You can provide the most efficient results to Etsy, like say all of your SEO is perfect, all of your pictures are great, you have a good shop reputation, you're always on time paying your bills, all that kind of stuff. Somebody who does less than you might still get put out in front because the algorithm sees one particular thing at one particular time and says, I like this right now. Stick them on the front page and they're ahead of you for no apparent reason. If it seems random and it seems like nonsense, it's because it is. It is completely random. The best that you can do are heighten the odds that you are going to be the one that the random system decides to make number one.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you can do that says, I'm going to make this amount of sales this year. The best you can do is do your best and optimize the best you can. Look at your shops and look at your content from an outside perspective. Get friends to look at it. Get your brutally honest friend that always tells you that shirt makes you look fat. Get that friend to look at your Etsy shop. Get that family member to look at your Etsy shop and your content and tell you whether or not it looks good or looks bad. Not everything you do is going to look good. We put out content that sucks from time to time. That's just how it is.
It can't all be oops all bangers.
No, it's not. So take bragging and throw that crap out the window. Somebody was talking about money bragging. A lot of the times, content creators will make that kind of stuff when they're either working on a project that's bigger and they need more time and they need a cheap cop-out video to be able to just throw content out, or they just don't have an idea for a video, or because, unfortunately, those videos get the most ads. Right. They're doing it because they need a temporary boost in their ads to make their actually good content higher. Right. YouTube is a game.
I did a video on how I made... I can't remember what the exact number was, how I made, X dollars on Black Friday. But the content in that video
was good.
Actually explained how I did that and how others can do it as well. And it's all basic stuff, but the reason that YouTubers make videos with those, thumbnails and those clickbaity thumbnails is because those get views, those bring in monetization money. And YouTubers know right now that this is the time when everybody's looking for this content because everybody wants to improve their Etsy shops for the holidays. And that's why we're seeing so many of these videos being published right now. Now, I'm not saying, I don't want you guys to think that I'm on here saying we're the only Etsy YouTubers you should listen to. Everybody else
there's tons
sucks.
Of good ones.
There are tons of good ones. Be careful who you listen to. Always stay alert. If something doesn't sound right to you,
double check your sources.
Double check your sources or tell them to provide theirs. Because if they can't provide a source, likely what or proof. Likely what they're saying is bogus, and their sales numbers is not proof.
No, that is absolutely not proof. They could have gotten shared on NBC or Fox or something, and then a bunch of people went and bought the product and boofed their numbers.
Yeah.
There's no way to predict what happened. Anyway, enough on that. We absolutely love you guys. There's a ton of you here. We broke a stream record today. We had like 350 some odd people here. That's amazing. So we love it.
Give a thumbs up on this video. It helps us. Well, it doesn't actually.
It does. It does.
Does it?
Thumbs up and thumbs down, they count exactly the same, but thumbs up is better, recommends us to more people, which means we can make more money to make better content for you.
Yep, all our YouTube money goes back into our channel. That's why our videos look so darn
we don't spend any of our YouTube money on ourselves. We spend it all on upgrading stuff. That's why we have studio lights. We're getting ready to rebuild this background here. Literally tomorrow, our YouTube money gets put in. We're going to be able to put our good mic that I can only record videos with. Our big AKG mic. We'll be live streaming with that hopefully next Friday.
Yeah, guys.
It all goes into making the content better for you.
We've been here every Friday live for over 5 years now, and we wouldn't be doing it if we were just chasing dollar signs. You know, we're here because we care about you guys. Obviously, making money's cool. We do have to eat, and that comes from the Handmade Alpha Academy, which will be opening on December 1st. You get a year of E-Rank Pro with that, by the way. So if you're interested in that, you can go to handmadealphaacademy.com and sign up for the waiting list, or I think that there's a link down below to the waiting list.
It doesn't obligate you to buy.
No, it
just makes sure you get notified when the sale goes live.
Yeah, and a kitty tower. Yes, we want to get
Yes, we're going to do a kitty tower. I'm not going to pay for that out of our YouTube money, though. I'm going to pay for that out of personal expenses because that's a decoration, and I don't like doing that. I like keeping taxes and things easy to.
We can't justify that to our accountant that we bought a cat tower.
I mean, technically we could, but I don't do that. I don't try to scam the system.
Yeah.
Anyway, we love you guys. We will see you next Tuesday. We'll have a new video uploaded, and next Friday, every Friday, we do live streams. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.